Happy New Year,
the internet. Welcome to the first episode of 2018 of
80-Bit Podsmash,
Where Gaming Goes to Grab a Beer. We're your hosts, Penguin and Termite, and
we are here to kick off the brand new year.
Yeah, so for those of you who are listening literally as soon as it launches, then it is midnight. So, we're
still up with you.
Yeah, we're up, and we're talking about video games and the new year and stuff, so...
Alright,
yay! Hey, we made it to... It's been a year for us, more or less.
Yeah.
Since we started talking about and planning the podcast. So for listeners, for the Podsmashers, it's not been a year of episodes, but the whole process for us has been a year, so that's pretty cool.
Yeah, we got roughly. A lot of work has been done.
Yeah, so... it was February that I approached you and said, hey, do you want to do a podcast?
About. Yep.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah, so we're 11th month.
Yeah, so we're getting close, but it feels like it's been
episode
a year.
15.
I know.
Which is 16 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Which is over a fourth of a year.
It's only been 15 weeks because we did a dual launch.
Hey! We did that. Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New
Termite
Year.
doesn't know math.
Yeah, so what did you want to talk about as the very first piece of banter for our 2018?
Do we want to reminisce about 2017, or do we want to complain about 2017?
How about a little bit of both?
All right.
Well, we'll do plenty of reminiscing later, so why don't you give me your complaint?
Complaint?
Yeah, complain. Complain at me.
Well, there was Inauguration Day. That was pretty bad.
Well...
And it kind of set off a whole stream of
It's just, I was going to say...
protests.
It's not
hatred,
the worst thing that's happened
division.
this year in that regard, but...
we had everything from Confederate statues being removed, to kneeling, football games during the anthem, and it's just been one
there's
thing
a
after
particularly sore spot I think you wanted to talk about that just recently happened as of the time that we recorded.
Happened.
Yeah.
Halfway through December.
Mm-hmm.
Net neutrality was voted to be repealed.
Yep.
I don't even know. Facepalm.
Yeah.
Just hopefully you caught that sound.
The FCC voted to repeal it, but it still has to go through Congress. Correct?
No, Congress did it. It's done. That was today.
No, I think that was just the FCC decided as a board or whatever to repeal it, but I'm pretty sure. I've been reading people saying that this will also go through Congress.
Really?
Yeah.
There's hope yet?
There's hope, but even so, even if it gets repealed, it's going to suck. And it could very well open the door to some nastiness in regards to cable companies. You know, it's funny. I don't particularly... I like to think of myself as an independent. I have some conservative beliefs. I have some liberal beliefs. I don't really like either camp in its totality, so I don't really identify as Republican or Democrat. But, that said, I have some conservative relatives whom are older and
me too.
I talked to about net neutrality recently, and legitimately, they don't understand it. Like, they don't understand it. And don't get me wrong, I had to do some research, too, to figure out, okay, well, what is the other side's point of view? And I read and researched the other side's point of view, and I don't like it.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't make any sense.
Nope.
So, it's just when I had to explain it to them, I kept encountering well, I don't really understand. But clearly, it was that mentality of, I don't understand this whatsoever, because I don't understand how the internet works. But clearly, if my side is supporting the repeal of it, then it must be good, right? There must be something that I don't understand. You know what I mean? And I'm like, no. You just don't understand it.
Yeah.
That said, I'm a little bit hopeful, because even if it does get repealed, I think that the negative effects will be very short-lived, because I think that if it gets repealed and goes through Congress, Republicans are going to lose every election for the next 20 years. So I don't think it will be repealed for very long. I think it'll be put back into place.
Right.
But yeah,
it turns over access to the internet to the free market. Right. So if Verizon starts some sort of you want to play games on our network? Here's the gaming package. Everyone's like, well, screw that. I'm going to go to Comcast. So Verizon loses a ton of subscriptions, right? And then Comcast is like, well, I'm going to capitalize and do the same thing. People just quit, keep moving on. So people's dollars will kind of regulate. Ideally, that's kind of like the Republican mindset, right? Free market. That's what it is. No government regulation. Let the market speak for itself. That's the only thing I can be hopeful for with this. And it's frustrating as a consumer.
Yeah, and that doesn't work because there are so many areas in which there is only one option available. For example, I only have Comcast as an option where I live.
Yeah,
I cannot get Cox. I cannot get Verizon, so I can't pull the whole. Well, if you don't stop these shady practices, I'm going to go to your competitor.
And it's not easy for startups to happen in that regard, especially when it comes to internet service providers.
Yeah, they get kind of carved out, and so unless it's made more readily available, if there are 5 different competitors in my area by next year, then sure, I'll trust the free market because then I can just vote with my dollar, like we talk about here. But that's not the case. Literally, that's not a reality for me. And even if that is the idea, like, it's not going to practically work out that way because all of the cable companies will just decide to do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like, if they all decide to do shady practices, then there's no competitor you can go to that won't. We already see that play out in different areas. I don't have any examples off the top of my head.
Right.
But
kind of with cell phones.
Yeah.
Like data usage or throttling, or like your data caps, or how much you pay per gig you use per month. Like, there's no real winner for everyone. Yeah. It's all kind of like gotchas and catch ya, and and every company has it.
Yeah. So we'll just have to see, but I'm really hoping it doesn't affect our podcast as things go forward.
We'll pay more money so you can enjoy it for a higher cost for your extra podcast service that you'll have to add on to your network.
Yeah. Now we're a net neutrality podcast, so hope you guys enjoy.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Penguin and Termite take on net neutrality. But yeah, so hopefully, again, we're hoping that it's not going to have too much of an impact. And hopefully you guys can keep enjoying our podcast. And you know what? Maybe we'll get through Congress and they'll strike it down. Or they'll keep it up, whatever. So yeah, have a lot of trust in our government.
Hey!
All right, so
conversely, Battlefront 2, Star Wars from EA, ridiculously underperformed and undersold across the board. So I think gamers' voices have finally been heard.
I guess the free market finally
I don't remember the specific percentages or so, but I think it's like 50% less than Battlefront 1.
Yeah, I know it was a bomb.
Bad.
Yeah, I know it was bad, but yeah.
I'm sorry to all of the content creators and artists and the people with the passion behind the campaign and the story, and like, we're getting behind the company DICE to make a good Star Wars game. I'm sorry to all of those guys, because now it's going to affect them, right?
Yeah.
But I'm happy that EA will now forcibly change their policies.
Hopefully they'll catch wind. I mean, hopefully some of these other publishers will catch wind, see where the tide's turning as well. So I hope Blizzard. I mean, Blizzard's has never been that bad, but they might want to get ahead of this thing too and say,
what are they doing wrong?
They're not doing anything wrong, but they are the ones who started the loot box craze in the first place with Overwatch.
Yeah, but they're doing it right. They're the example to follow.
Yes, but I mean, they're still falling under the scrutiny of the European Union Trade Commission now with the loot box gambling
issue.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, there is still an argument to be made that even if it's a cosmetic reward, that stuff's still attractive to children.
Yeah,
and it's still encouraging children to grab their parents' credit cards and make purchases. Yeah. So there's still something to be said.
Parents should at least be educated, just like the rest of rating systems.
Sure,
it should be printed on the box.
But that's the argument. Is right now, Overwatch is E for everyone, and they don't have to advertise as gambling. Right. The argument is that they should be if it is gambling. I'm on the fence with it. I'm on the fence with it as it applies to Overwatch. It's much more applicable to Battlefront, but I will let the lawmakers decide what is and what isn't gambling, I suppose. But cool. So yes, as with every new year, we must throw the old man into the wrestling ring with the baby, and
that's an interesting analogy.
Yeah, you've ever seen that? Like the old man and the baby fight, and
I have
if
no
the
idea
old
what
man
you're
wins, then it's still 2007. It's still the previous year, but the old man never wins. The baby always wins.
Yeah, let's move on.
So it is. So we're gonna start with the old man, and the old man's gonna be our DLC for the day.
Okay.
So DLC is gonna be pointing back. Downloadable content. We're going to be talking about 2017 year in gaming. We're going to do our own little video game awards. For those of you who tweeted or saw our live tweet of the actual video game awards.
We did. We followed that.
That was a honky tonk mess.
Yeah, it was fun.
But it was fun. It was a blast. You can go back, I guess, and look at our Twitter.
A honky tonk mess. So now we're using a country music bar to define our live tweeting of the 2017 Game Awards.
All over the place.
I just want to make sure that you're aware.
Yeah, I'm all of it. All right. I'm aware.
Okay.
I'm on top of it.
All
We're all over the place this episode. It's a new year. We can do whatever we want. Actually, at this point in our lives, when this episode drops, we'll probably be slightly inebriated, depending on
I'll be in bed.
What's going on?
I can't.
Are you kidding me?
I don't want to stay up till midnight anymore.
You have the day off the next day.
Yeah.
So.
But I also have a 2-year-old who gets up at 5 in the morning.
Get him up. Stay him up till midnight, and then he'll wake up.
And then he'll wake up every hour until 5 a.m.
Whatever. I'm not.
You don't know how
judging you.
toddlers work yet.
2017 Gaming Awards. We, for our downloadable content for today, we have our own little list of awards, and we're going to be giving some games some awards tonight.
Yeah.
So,
from Termite and Penguin's perspective.
Penguin and Termite Video Games Awards 2017. Let us start off discussing Best Story. What game? We've talked about storytelling on our podcast before, so which game this year do you think had the best story based on the standards we talked about?
Does Final Fantasy 15 count for 2017?
When did it come out?
2016.
Okay.
But I played it in January.
No.
So, I wouldn't give that one the best story anyway. I was just being facetious.
All right.
As I process.
Yeah.
Kind of fill in the air here.
Okay.
As I'm thinking about. I can't even remember what games I was playing in January except for Final Fantasy, February, and March.
We try to limit it to games that came out in 2017.
Yeah.
So anything for the Switch
is
is up for grabs.
Yeah. Oh, that came out in March.
Yeah, exactly. So anything
so good.
Anything for the Switch is up to grabs. You got.
I think Zelda didn't. I mean, Zelda's awesome, but the story was weak.
Story was weak. Yeah. Very weak.
And Horizon Zero Dawn had a good story.
Horizon Zero Dawn
had a really good story.
I'm near the end of it right now.
Yeah.
So it's fresh in my mind.
Yeah.
I just think that, again, when we talked about storytelling, we talked about how, like, we didn't want the game elements to interfere with the story, and I don't feel that at any point. I suppose you might have had a different experience with the combat, but I feel very involved in the storytelling as I go. So I don't think that's had that effect to me. So I'm going to go with Horizon Zero Dawn for myself, but...
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay.
I can agree with that.
Keep in mind, listeners who may have differing opinions, there were a lot of games that we didn't actually get a chance to play that came out this year. There were a lot of games that came out this year. So if we miss
such a good year for games.
Yeah, if we miss or make a glaring omission that we later get a chance to play and come up with our own opinions about. So, for example, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice won a lot of awards over some of these other titles.
Neither one of us have played it.
Neither one of us have played it, so we can't. Yeah.
You know, we talk about this in episode 0. We can't play everything.
Yeah, exactly.
We have full-time careers. We have lives outside of this. Like, we cannot afford to play everything, both with money or time. Mm-hmm. So... When we say that these are our awards, like, it's
they
what
are
we've
legitimately
played.
our awards. Yep, exactly. So I'm going to go with Horizon on Best Story. What do you think?
Yeah, I feel that.
All right, cool.
I agree.
Sweet. Excellent. All right, Best Comedy Game.
Comedy?
Yes.
I can only think of one that I played.
So Me too.
South Park.
South Park.
The Fractured
Butthole.
However, Whole.
Huh?
You like that? That name drop?
Oh.
The Fractured, however...
That's not its name.
Whole.
It's the Fractured Butthole.
Oh, right, but it's one T.
Yes, exactly.
That's the pun.
It's still pronounced.
It's awesome.
Fractured Butthole.
Yeah, South Park, The Fractured Butthole is awesome.
The Fractured Butthole. All right.
And hilarious.
All right, best multiplayer game or multiplayer experience.
Not Destiny 2.
Okay.
Splatoon 2. By far. Leaps and bounds. I've had ridiculous amounts of fun playing Splatoon 2.
I can get behind that choice just because Destiny has made me angry. What I will say, I had in regards to like an experience. I mean, again, I'm usually going to lean towards enjoyable co-op experiences over enjoyable competitive experiences. And the biggest weakness of Splatoon 2 is there's no real way to like group up, like form a group, get on voice chat, and like play together.
They have the when you hit level 20, you unlock their league mode or whatever. So you can do with that.
Sure, but I don't
that's
know.
for.
We're close to 20. There should be a mode. I mean, I should be able
Salmon Run does that.
I should be able to group up with a couple of guys.
Salmon Run's the horde mode.
Sure, I get
co-op.
it, but you can't. There's also no built-in voice chat, so
you have to use the phone.
You have to use the phone app, or you have to pull up your laptop and get on Skype or something. Like all that's to say, there's no. You can't just hop in with your friends at any point and start playing together.
Right.
You can do that in Destiny. You can do that in a lot of other multiplayer.
Wake up,
games.
Nintendo! We've been able to do this since 2004.
Yeah,
on
exactly.
Xbox with Halo 2.
Yeah, there's
two generations ago.
There's no reason.
Come on.
I mean, maybe I can understand there not being an easy way to build in voice chat into the Switch itself.
That's bullcrap. It's all software.
I know, but maybe they're trying. Maybe, I mean, objectively, it would be a process, so it would take more power. So
add another chip. Just it's not hard.
I agree. I'm with you. Like, it's frustrating that there's no built-in voice. It's frustrating that I can't just like on the PlayStation. I can hop on, join a party with you. Right. It doesn't matter what we're playing. We can be playing 2 single-player games separately and still chat. Like, I can't do that on the Switch. So, in regards to multiplayer experience, I might have to say Destiny 2, even though I'm mad at the game right now and I'm probably not going to buy the DLC.
Yeah, same here. Ditto.
Gotcha. All right. So are we just going to have different opinions on that one?
Yeah, Splatoon 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Termites is Splatoon 2, Penguins is Destiny.
I said by far.
2. Okay. All right.
All right.
Best adventure. By that I mean like best game that took you on, like what game took
Mario
you
Odyssey.
on an adventure? Took you on an adventure?
It did.
Okay.
On an Odyssey.
I enjoyed Mario Odyssey, but it was very collecty, so I might put Breath of the Wild on this one for me because I feel like the experience was an adventure for me. Like, just so many points during the game, I didn't feel like it was a game so much as like an experience, you know? And I was just, again, even though it didn't have the greatest story, I still felt keyed into like every moment.
Yeah.
So that is to me what like defines an adventure. It's like taking me on a journey.
Yeah.
And that's what Mario was for you. It took you on a journey.
Yeah.
It took you through nostalgic Mario moments.
Yep.
So, okay, cool. Best adventure. Best, and this doesn't have to be like a game. It can be just the best wow moment. Like the best moment that made you go in a game that made you just like, oh.
Do you want me to go first again?
Yeah, go ahead.
So in Breath of the Wild, you wake up and you hear a voice saying, Link, wake up, whatever, water drip, and you get up, you find some clothes, grab a little Sheikah slate out of the podium thing, everything's cool, whatever. You do your first little climb halfway through the cave, but then you emerge from the cave and that music hits, and it just pans out the world.
Yeah, and the title.
And the title screen, right there. I was just like, I cannot believe I'm playing another Zelda that's like this right now.
Yeah.
That was probably my biggest wow moment this year.
Yeah. I think mine's going to end up being a Zelda one as well. There was one wow moment that I really enjoyed, and that was doing a Nightfall Strike in Destiny with you and Matt. You and our friend Matt. And was it Matt or Ian? I think it was Ian. And it was that moment where like both Ian and I were dead, and you run up with your special and just like it was like fighting a giant space clam, and you like blasted it right in its face. And I was really impressed with you, and it was a very like, oh wow, fun. Like I enjoyed the heck out of those kind of things, like those kind of moments in co-op multiplayer. But I gotta say, my first time through one of I think it was probably the elephant dungeon, the Mipha dungeon in Breath of the Wild, and just like the realization of like, oh my gosh, I'm moving this thing like there's no dungeon like it in any of the Zelda titles thus far. Every Zelda dungeon is like you go somewhere into some temple or into some lair.
The closest thing was Twilight Princess. That last dungeon with the slide puzzle changed the rooms. Like you shifted the slide puzzle thing and it actually moved the halls and like rooms.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
it was a little more.
Yeah, but most of them are like
canned than it was with the elephant that you're talking about.
Yeah, most of them you go. Well, yeah, like I was saying, most of them you go to some place, some lair, and
it's already laid out.
And well, it's laid out, but you also like you're moving puzzles within the dungeon. So the dungeon is just a place comprised of a bunch of puzzles.
Yeah.
In Breath of the Wild, the dungeon is the puzzle. Like the whole thing is one big movable puzzle. And yes, there are sub puzzles within it, but it just felt like a more like it was just it didn't feel like the same dungeon crawl experience you're used to with Zelda. It was a whole new experience, and just like seeing the whole thing move, and I was like, like it was just.
So that's your wow moment.
Clicked. I think so. I think that would be my wow moment. Is the Varuta.
I don't know any of those names. I feel like a horrible Zelda fan.
Brutalia? I don't know. It was something. It was based off of Ruto from Princess.
Yeah,
from
it was
Ocarina of Time. But cool. All right. So best, as opposed to best multiplayer experience in general, what's the best competitive multiplayer game?
Splatoon 2.
For me, it's a toss up between Splatoon and ARMS, but I might have to give it to Splatoon just because it was more of a polished experience.
Guys, why are you playing Call of Duty in Battlefield? Like, why? It's so much better than any of those. Splatoon 2 is amazing.
But I do really love how ARMS. I mean, Splatoon adds content too, but ARMS
all the time, weekly, new guns, new maps. Like every time I follow Twitter, it's like, bam, here's a new thing from the old game. Here's a new content.
For the most part, each gun is just a tweaked version of an already existing gun, as opposed to in ARMS. They're adding whole new arms, whole new. I mean, a new character would be like
ARMS
adding a new.
is definitely following the same trajectory that Splatoon did. They're doing the party events now. It's kind of like the Splatfest. They're doing that. They're adding fighters. They're adding new arms. Like there's been 3 new fighters added to the. You had Max Brass,
and then you had
the Lola. and then the Spring
Misango or whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, him. It's Four Fighters, because now there's a new Spring Boy.
Oh yeah, the Dark Spring or whatever.
Yeah, I haven't played him yet.
Yeah,
oh man, Nintendo, you're doing so good.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Splatoon is overall a better game. So I'm gonna go with you on that as well. But Arms is giving it a run for its money in regards to like ambition.
Yeah,
so, as an ambitious fighter,
there's a certain like the way that I approach games. There's a difficulty curve, and then there's like a satisfaction and fun curve. And if a game is really difficult, but it's also really fun, it's worth it. Yeah, and you can kind of go in there and tough it out. Arms has that, right?
Yeah,
like I was almost wanting to throw my Switch through the wall a couple times over how bad I was at Arms and how hard it is to kind of get there to like figure it out. But it was also fun. So like every time I was losing, it's like I was infuriated, but also having a good time.
Yeah.
And I feel like with like Pikmin 1 and 2 from GameCube, the level of difficulty didn't match the level of fun.
Yeah.
And it made it very difficult to like get it. And I never played those games all the way through.
Yeah.
I just dabbled. So kudos to Arms. But yes, best competitive multiplayer, hands down, Splatoon 2.
2. Yep. I'll agree with you on that. All right. Best music.
Mario Odyssey. That jazz number, Jump Up Superstar, is amazing.
It's good. Yeah. I
have listened to that music way too much.
I think that's it's good, and honestly, Destiny 2 had good music as well.
It does.
But I'm going to have to give mine to Horizon Zero Dawn. That load screen music, or not load screen music, well, it's on the load screen as well, but they also have it on the title screen. So when you, like, I will just open the game, leave it open, and just listen to that music and look at it blends so well with the scenery. It's got that going for it as well, because when you hear that music, same with Breath of the Wild, when you hear the music, it makes you think of a landscape.
Yeah.
And Breath of the Wild has some good subtle music, but it's just not that sweeping. It doesn't never really have that sweeping grandeur that Horizon Zero Dawn has with that main theme or whatever, and it's just like, I think that I mean, for that one theme alone, I think I have to give it best music, because I'll just sit there and listen to it before even playing the game.
Yeah,
it makes me happy.
And when you unlock the ability to change the music in Mario to like whatever you want, I always just play Jump Up Superstar. And like I've listened to it at my desk at work, on YouTube, like I love that music. I listen to it at home when I'm like getting ready for work. It's so catchy. It's like this 1950s like swing, like jazz, like oh man, it's so good. Big band, brass.
Yep. Sweet. All right. Closest game that you would consider a work of art?
Breath of the Wild.
Okay. I'd give it that as well.
Yeah. The art style is like pseudo cell shading. It's not quite there, but it's very colorful and vibrant. Things that you're supposed to pay attention to pop. It's the perfect art form, like visually, to match the game style, which is the open world exploration, like combat, like kind of RPG elements.
They use cell shading in Wind Waker to make it look like that
was so good.
They make it look like a cartoon, like make it look like a Saturday morning cartoon. They use cell shading in Breath of the Wild to make it look like a painting. Like the game looks like almost a Van Gogh painting, like maybe not quite as like lofty of an artist, but like it gives you that feeling of like you could. In fact, there are paintings all around the game, and so it's meant to feel that way. It's meant to feel like very colorful, very impressionist. It's really cool. The whole style makes me. It's beautiful. And then just the gameplay. Like, again, it may not be a great story experience, but like everything is still immersive.
Oh yeah. So
like everything interacts with everything. All the mechanics just come together to form a really beautiful experience. I think it's very profound. Again, no game has made me feel like I'm in a world as much as Breath of the Wild, because they don't just put a waypoint on your map. Like, you have to like learn and figure things out based on context clues. Yeah, that's so smart. Like, I mean, I know it's probably not the first game to do that, but
right. And morons like me want to beeline to certain things, and so I'll force that to happen. But you can climb everything, so you can beeline to everywhere. You might not have enough stamina to climb that mountain, which goes back to the mechanics helping the game. You don't have enough stamina to climb that mountain, which means you still need to get there, right? How are you going to do it?
Yeah.
Okay, you can find a higher cliff and jump off and paraglide. You can make a raft on a river and like use a wind leaf to blow. Like, all of this creative, amazing. Everything is just up to you. Like, you figure it out. The story is being told by you.
Yeah, and most of
your
puzzles,
story is.
Yeah, as opposed to other Zelda games, other games in the franchise that, you know, all the puzzles are pretty, like, there's one answer. You just have to find the answer the developers had in mind. in Breath of the Wild, they're like, well, here's a challenge, and here's a bunch of tools, and then you have like 8 different ways you can do that. Even combat, like you can shoot things with arrows, or you can use your melee weapons, but they'll break.
Right.
So you need to make sure you have enough, but you can also use your bombs that you have unlimited. There's all sorts of different ways.
Or you can use the environment.
Exactly.
Throw rocks at them and stuff.
Yeah, there's all different ways to play it. So it's that.
When there's thunderstorms, you can pick up metal objects with the magnesis and hold it next to an enemy, and lightning will strike the metal object and therefore like electrocute the whole field of enemy. Like it's amazing. Yeah, you can
set the grass on fire and light them up. Yeah, it's just a very smart game, and I would say that,
and none of it feels like this tacked on gimmick. Like all of it is just so cohesive and built into the fundamentals of the game. It all flows. It matches the story, the progression, the mechanics, and Zelda actually has the runner up for me for best music because the music chimes in like big bang, like orchestral when it needs to, but it's also very quiet and very serene when it, like nighttime is just bugs chirping, and then like the sunrise you have like this little melody, it kind of builds, and then like kind of it's just so ingrained in the whole game. Everything works and flows together. It's so good.
Cool, let's move on. This is the one category where you actually are encouraged. In fact, you can't pick a game from this year, but it's the best game that you revisited this year. I snuck this one in. You didn't know about this.
No, I did not. Uncharted?
Yep. When did you play that? Replay that?
I don't remember exactly when, but I platinumed the first game. So I have the Nathan Drake collection on PS4, and it has 1, 2, and 3. And I went back and played Uncharted 1 and platinumed the game. And because they remastered it, they fixed the biggest issue with that game was the mechanics of the shooting for PS3. They kind of fixed all of that, so it feels like a more modern shooter. And I love those stories, man. They're so good. It's just like comfort food. It's like I want something quick that I can just blast through in like 5 to 10 hours and get through a cool story and learn those characters again and jump in. It's like fast-paced action and jumping. It's a third-person perspective action-adventure game. It's kind of like Indiana Jones meets National Treasure kind of deal. Like he's chasing down a treasure and he's finding clues, and you're solving puzzles in tombs and like going underground and activating switches and like climbing up on things, and it's so much fun. It's a blast. I love Uncharted.
Yep. I finally got my hands on the Handsome Collection. Borderlands, the Handsome Collection. And I've been playing Borderlands 2 again with Termite here.
Have been playing Borderlands 2 together.
And it's been so much fun.
Yes.
I've actually bothered him pretty much every night this past week to play with me, and he hasn't, so shame him when you see him next for those Podsmashers who know him. Yeah, I just... It's so much fun. I'm so excited for Borderlands 3, and it checks off all the boxes that I should be getting from Destiny 2, and I'm not.
Right?
So,
tell me about it.
Like, I want my gear to be interesting. When I'm using a fire weapon, I want it to do something different from a lightning weapon,
But the bullets are a different color.
Yeah, right. That's basically all it is in Destiny, and it's like, no, in Borderlands, they actually legitimately do things differently. So, I'm really enjoying that. And it's also nice because I'm able to do like content that I haven't done before with Termite here, because the Handsome Collection has all the DLC. I never got some of those mini smaller DLCs with my Steam versions of the game, so I never got to do the Christmas DLC. So that's the first thing Termite and I did. Basically, we hopped in, leveled up high enough to get to the we actually weren't even high enough. We weren't. We were too low for it, but we fought Mr. Chili Snowman or whatever the heck his name is. Oh man,
he was awesome.
And it was the freaking
God Rest You Merry
Gentleman played, and fought a big snowman with a top hat. It was so much fun. I just really thoroughly, again, I enjoy multiplayer co-op experiences.
For some reason, the typical trope, you had to activate the power to the city. So once you turn on the electricity, all the Christmas lights came on, and the Christmas tree got lit, and the presents were everywhere. Yeah. Oh, it was so fun.
Yeah, and was it smaller than average Timothy as opposed to Tiny Tim? Yeah. It was so much fun. So, that's the best game I ever
And now we're leveling up so we can play Tiny Tina's
Dragon Keep neither of us have done that, and that's widely regarded as one of the best DLCs ever. Like not just for Borderlands, but for any game. So, we're trying to get high enough to do that. But he hasn't played with me in a week, so
that's
shame.
My wife's done with grad school for a month, so I'm trying to spend some extra time with her.
Boo! All right, this last category will be a quick one. The best game of the year.
Zelda. Breath of the Wild.
Yeah. No need to go into it. We've already talked to great lengths about it. So we agree with the other people who are giving that
the official Game Awards that we live tweeted.
Yeah.
They also crowned Game of the Year as Zelda, and we cheered.
We would have been very frustrated if they did not. So,
you know what peeves me? We're gonna go back to 2017 peeves. PUBG, PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, was nominated for Game of the Year. It's a janky, unfinished early access game that does not need to be nominated for Game of the Year, because Game of the Year is like those nominations, like the games that need to be nominated for that, they have boxes to check.
Right, it's early access.
Good mechanics,
too, isn't it?
Good music, good story, good action, and it's not even out yet. So I just wanted to come on.
Yeah. But all right, that's DLC for the day. It went on a little bit longer than it normally does, but
we're 30 minutes in already.
It's the new year.
This is not a trend. We're not trying to make DLC longer.
No. This is a special thing. I probably had too many categories. I probably could have cut down on my categories, but it's cool. It's a new year. Plus, we wanted to give the old man enough time in the ring. But now it's time for the baby to come out. So we're going to talk about 2018. We want to give you Podsmashers our topic for the day. Is we're just going to talk about what our plans are, what 80-bit Podsmash is going to look like going forward, what Penguin and Termite is going to look like going forward.
What are we going to do?
What are our plans? Tell us, Termite.
We are going to kick off 2018 with the mindset of wanting to work harder to grow our audience. Mm-hmm. We want to establish a bigger footprint in this industry. We want to make ourselves more relevant. We want to expand our reach. And we're going to be doing this through various ways. Mm-hmm. We're going to be posting and interacting with you guys on Reddit, and on Twitter, on Facebook. We just set up our Instagram. Mm-hmm. We took a picture of us planning.
Yeah, so we're on Instagram now.
And so I highly recommend you guys follow us on those various social medias for our shenanigans as we continue to look more onto those platforms to post more content for you guys and interact with you guys more.
Yeah, and again, everything we do on the podcast to some degree is going to be a little self-serving, but I want you guys to realize that our goal isn't just to get more numbers. We want to produce quality content, and we can do that better if we can have a better reach.
Yep.
Because we'll have more resources available to us. Part of that goal of reaching more people and producing more content is we want to do more than just audio content. We'd love for 80-Bits Podsmash to have some video content, whether that's live streaming or live streaming games or doing Let's Plays. Live streaming our recordings of our podcast too is something we've been talking about doing since the beginning. Yep. We want to make maybe videos, fun videos, stuff like that. We want to try to do possibly even some writing, some blog content. Termite's already done a little bit of that with some of his blog posts that he's done and posted to the website. You guys should check those out if you haven't already. We might even talk about trying to partner up with some blog writers who we know who can do some. Maybe we can partner up to do some reviews of games, because we know that that's something that the good people like and want, and we're not able to do a lot of it, but we want to do what we can. So we're talking about doing some of that. So we just want to produce more. We want this to be a year where we grow so that we can do more moving forward beyond 2018. Some of that we're planning to do in 2018, but mostly it's a goal we'll have to hopefully do further down the line.
I'd love to kick up our YouTube channel and actually have real, every episode that we have here that you guys are listening to, I would love to have the matching video, so that every time we're talking, we have the exact same audio version as the video that matches YouTube. And then in addition, as Penguin said, we would have our live streams and our extra bonus content. And I would love to set up Patreon to allow audience members to support us monetarily to provide extra bonus content.
Yeah.
They would not, and it's very difficult and limiting to do only audio. There's not a whole lot of bonus content we could do with just our voices.
Yeah.
So I'd love to be able to do things like Penguin's first playthrough of Link to the Past and have us record that. Or Borderlands 3 is going to come out, not probably in 2018. My prediction is not 2018, but when it does, to have the live stream at midnight go, Penguin and Termite are going to stay up as late as we possibly can and play as much Borderlands 3 and interact with you guys.
All kinds of shenanigans.
Exactly. And jump in with you guys and have us form a party together and have all of that going on Twitch. And so there's so many ideas that we have in the future.
But a lot of that requires us to purchase equipment. Yep. So we're going to need to, at some point, try to do some kind of raising of funds.
Yes.
Hopefully, we're never going to try to just get money from you guys without providing you some kind of content in return.
Exactly.
Eventually, we're going to want to try to do some merchandising. Maybe pop our logo on some T-shirts so that you guys can have some merch to represent
Yeah.
Kind of everybody.
80-bit pod swag.
Everybody loves merch, and
bags, stickers, hats, beanies, glasses, t-shirts.
Yes,
oh my
swag! It's good for us because gets our logo out there, gets our name out there, and I don't know. Like, I know it sounds silly to be like a walking advertisement for people, but I buy into that crap all the time.
Yeah, man.
I've got Doctor Who t-shirts all up on.
Yeah, I got brewery t-shirts and Nintendo PlayStation t-shirts.
Like, it's something about like it's being able to identify with a group. I think is what it is.
Yeah,
so
that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, it's like, oh, I identify with this group of people, and so when people ask me about it, I not only get to like share what it is, but then I also get to feel like I'm a part of something.
Yeah.
So we want you to feel a part of 80-bit Podsmash. So at some point, we're going to try to get some merch.
Yep.
Available for you.
We want to start our presence going to some conventions in the area. We are in Fredericksburg, Virginia at the moment. That's where our lives are. That's where we record. That's where we live. So around that area, rather. You don't really live you don't live in Podsmash.
I want to live in Podsmash.
You don't live in Fredericksburg. But there's conventions around the area that I'd like to go to. Like MagFest is in DC, close to DC. There's FredCon, there's GexCon. Those are both in Fredericksburg as well. So having the swag, the tables, the banners, the posters with the t-shirts, have you guys come out and meet us, meet and greets, meetups. We could take our audience and our community out to different places in Fredericksburg and have like big, let's just rent out a party room at a brewery like Strange Ways and like have people come visit us. And
we'd love to be able to do
a gaming centric podcast, like hanging out,
live podcast would be something we'd absolutely love to do. Where we set up live and
do panels at these. Yep.
Yeah, we have some kind of discussion just like we would in a normal podcast, and then we open it up for questions so that we can have input directly from our pod smashers. We can literally look you in the eye and say, that's stupid. Why would you ask us that? But yeah, so we're hoping to actually literally have a presence at some of these things. So, and then beyond that, I love the guy who designed our logo, Tristan. I would love to be able to just again have the funds to be able to get more work out of him, like to be able to have more artwork so I don't know what form that takes. Yeah, I've got some ideas marinating in my brain, but again, that's hopefully we'll be able to do that. So, again, guys, I've said it before, I would love for this to become a full-time job for Termite and I. That would be awesome. I just, I've been wanting to do something creative with my life since high school, and now I'm doing it, and it may not make a life out of it, living out of it quite yet, but it would be awesome to be able to put my full focus towards our producing content for our pod smashers, for our audience.
Absolutely.
Like that's a dream of mine. So I don't care if I get there. You know what I mean? I do.
Consistency is key.
Yeah, we're hoping that's why we're reducing.
We have walked with our audience for 16 weeks. And I know the 2 episodes at the beginning were recorded together and we did a double episode launch, but we have 16 episodes out now. And that means like 15 weeks of content. Yeah,
exactly. So we're hoping that what you guys appreciate about us is the consistency, that every Monday you can listen to an episode. And it's there.
This is a good segue. Please go to iTunes and review us and let us know how you like us and keep talking about us and
if you listen, if you're one of the
share, follow, like,
if you're one of those people who we see on our stat page every Monday,
thank you.
Automatically downloads. Thank you. Number one, you know how you can pay us back for nothing, no cost to you. Hop onto iTunes and give us a review, or Google Play or Stitcher, whatever.
There was a question raised about ratings on Google Play, and I mutually have the same question. Can you rate something on Google Play?
I don't know.
Or leave a review on it.
I've never tried it, so I should look into it.
We should do that.
Yeah. If you can't rate us on that, then just hop over to iTunes. I don't even look at iTunes on my phone because I personally don't love the software. I hop on my wife's phone. I hop on and check our reviews.
Yeah.
So
how many are we at?
I'm not even asking. We've got 2 reviews, 5 stars.
All right, thank you.
So I don't even. If you don't listen to us on iTunes, then borrow someone's phone who does and leave a review. Yes. So just that's the best way you can pay us back, is that really helps profligate our presence on those platforms. I believe Stitcher has reviews. What are the other platforms that we're on? Hopefully, eventually, we'll be on Spotify, and I think that you might be able to leave reviews on Spotify as well. That's one of the goals we're planning to. Spotify has opened up their platform to content creators, so hopefully we'll be able to stream us on Spotify soon. So, cool.
And then, of course, Patreon. When we set that up, that'll have reviews, too.
Yeah. So, great. Anything else you wanted to talk about? Anything else going forward?
So, as we grow and we establish a presence more, and we become more valid in the gaming community or in the pop culture community, it'll be, imagine the interviews, the interactions we can have with people, and having, like, we already done A-Ray.
Yeah.
And we've interviewed Kristen from Shut Up Kristen, and we've had awesome interviews with them. That's all. I mean, we can do nothing but get better at that.
Yeah.
Like, better interviews. I don't think you can get better than those guys. They're awesome. But more interviews and, like, more content of interacting with others and, like, getting out to the bigger expos, like to get to E3 or to get to the PSX.
Yeah.
You know, to be that prevalent. Imagine the content we could bring back to you guys if we were able to do that.
Exactly.
Like, that's the end. Like, that's my dream.
Yeah.
That stuff matters to me more than money.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Of course, unfortunately, it takes money to do that. To fly out across the entire country to get the tickets for these conventions and to, you know, reserve a celebrity's time. But getting, like, voice actors and writers from different games and content artists and programmers across the gamut. Like, there's so many people involved. Every developer is like 300 plus people. Yeah. Right? I'd love to be able to interview the family guy who's like 9 to 5 with kids. Yeah. Like, who just goes to work and programs games that no one talks about. His name's on the credits. You know, like, to get someone like that would be fantastic and kind of highlight his career.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That'd be awesome. That's what we want to do. So again, it's all about the content.
Speaking of Kristen, we have a little I'm not going to talk about it any more than what I'm doing right now, but we have a little communication going out with Shut Up Kristen about maybe another interview episode.
Yeah, we talked about, I think on that episode, we talked about maybe doing what's coming out in 2018 is Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Which is a movie about video games, essentially, for all intents and purposes. It's a movie based on a book that's all about video games.
Yes.
So we want to talk about that, and I think she's a huge fan of the book as well. Too. So we're going to probably do it might not be so much of an interview format as much as like a shared review or conversation about that book.
Yeah.
/ movie, and we're hopefully going to do that before the movie launches in March. So that'll be an episode to look forward to. What other episodes do they have to look forward to, Mr. Termite?
I don't have the plan up. I don't remember. We've mapped out the next 5 episodes and I can't remember right now what the topics of them are.
We're probably going to do some... You're going to
the most recent one, the biggest one I can't wait for is the gaming beer pairings.
Yes, the next episode on Monday, we'll give you a little teaser. We're going to be doing a beer and video game pairing. So we've got a friend who's going to be selecting the beers and the games, and we're going to be pretentiously reviewing the games and the pairing itself. Yes. So because you know, like I think it's inspired by like the beer and cookie pairings that I did at my job when I used to work at a restaurant. I used to work at a restaurant that was a big craft beer place, and they did like a cookie and beer pairing, and it was ridiculous. It was as ridiculous as it sounds. They would match particular beers with cookies.
Is the word that I'm looking for parodious?
Parodical, I think is what you're looking for.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. So we're parodying that part of the alcohol beer culture of pairing foods and drinks. We're going to pair video games and drinks, and it hopefully will be hilarious. Hopefully it'll be something a little bit out of our wheelhouse, so something for you guys to enjoy.
We're going to bring in a home brewer who knows beer,
and he'll be
the details, the ins and outs of every style. He's working with us to pair beer with them.
Yeah, so it should be fun because we don't even know. We don't know. We will know ahead of time what games he's chosen, but we won't know what beers he's pairing them with. So you'll be able to get the whole experience of us experiencing these beers and stuff. So it'll be an episode to look forward to. I'd like to do more kind of stuff like that too. Some fun content that's not just conversations about video games. I would like to do something similar with food. I think it would be really fun to get someone who knows how to cook to come put together some video game, like some. I was thinking of like recipes from video games. So like the honey glazed apples or whatever from Breath of the Wild that you can make.
The food in Final Fantasy 15. Oh my gosh, it looks so good.
Yeah, exactly. Like the food that makes your mouth water when you're playing the game. Like that's what I want to do. Something like that with in real life, and then we could talk about them and talk about the games that inspired them. So that would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So just ideas like that. And again, I want to hear your ideas as well. I want to know what things you'd like to hear, what content you'd like to hear from us. Whether it's
submit topic ideas on Reddit. Just like create something and throw it up there, topic ideas, and start talking about things you'd like to hear more from us about.
Yeah, exactly. And and if you don't feel confident posting it in a public forum, then send us a Gmail or send us a private message on Facebook. We'd love to hear what your ideas and
hey,
give you credit.
Speaking of video games, what games are you excited for in 2018?
Oh man, I'm excited about what's it called? A Way Out.
Ooh, yeah, the Prison Break game.
Yeah, the Prison Break game. What's coming? What are we playing? Isn't there something that's coming out in like March that we're both looking forward to?
God of War 4.
I am excited about God of War 4, but that's not it. There was something that we were gonna play. Was it A Way Out? Maybe it was just A Way Out.
Yeah, I think it was A Way Out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited about Red Dead Redemption 2.
Okay.
That's coming out probably fall. Is my prediction there. I don't know what they've announced. They may have announced it, but I predicted that too. I remember being happy about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
what Switch games are coming out in 2018?
We don't know the specific dates for things, but we know there's a Yoshi and a Kirby coming.
Okay.
We know Metroid Prime's in development. Doubt it's coming in 2018.
I doubt it's coming in
Pokemon
2018.
nowhere near 2018.
No.
But because Animal Crossing, the mobile game, came out, so Mario Run came out before Odyssey. They didn't tie them together. Nintendo never said they're together.
Yeah.
But they did have a statement more recently about how like their mobile games are only supposed to serve as a way to get the mass audience kind of connected to Nintendo content to then go buy the console.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's their route, their whole plan. And so they had Fire Emblem Heroes on the phone, and then Fire Emblem Warriors came out, right?
Gotcha.
So Mario Run came out, and then Mario Odyssey came out. Now there's Animal Crossing Pocket Camp, and now they haven't made any official announcements about an Animal Crossing on Switch, but there's the whole year ahead.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking they're going to announce or at least talk about a new Animal Crossing.
Okay.
I think if they do some more Switch ports, there's still rumored Smash Bros, but that's not been announced either. So Nintendo's been pretty quiet about what's coming, other than the Yoshi and the Mario or the Kirby.
Yeah.
We know those are there. We've seen gameplay footage of those. Like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
Bayonetta 3.
Bayonetta
and
is
1
it
and
coming
2.
out this year?
Yeah, that might be March.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Yeah.
Darksiders 3. That's the other one that I'm super excited about.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, Darksiders, love that game.
Yeah, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it'll be a fun one. And Biomutant.
Oh yeah, Biomutant looks so good.
Yeah, Biomutant, for those who don't
Yeah.
know, is a THQ Nordic, another THQ Nordic
Oh
title.
man, they're killing it.
I know, and it looks like it's going to be a very open world customizable, like highly customizable with your weapons and stuff and play style.
RPG,
yeah, RPG. You play as like a red panda or some. I think it's
some
like
animal. You just create,
and then
you
you
get
get
whatever
like
color you want.
mutated as you go, and it's crazy.
Yeah.
So it's like ARPG mixed with open world, so very
Mhm.
much in the same kind of vein as Horizon Zero Dawn or Breath of the Wild, but
Yep.
it just looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
So
And Detroit. That's Quantum
Mhm.
Dream's new game.
Right,
They
yeah.
made Heavy Rain and they made Beyond Two Souls. So
Mhm.
their next game is Detroit.
yeah,
And they showed some footage at PSX.
yeah.
It just blows me away,
Looks
man.
sweet.
It
Yeah,
looks
I'm
so
excited.
good. It's about androids that become like sentient,
Mhm.
and they realize that they're androids, and they're just like being tossed to and fro by humans
Yeah.
as products, as like things when they're not. They're people that have
Yeah.
emotions too,
Mhm.
and that whole man,
I'm excited
dark
about.
and gritty. And
I'm not so excited, but I am paying a close attention to Anthem.
that's not 2018. No way.
It's supposedly 2018.
Yeah, nope.
I think
I'm
it'll come
claiming
out. I think it'll come out around
fall 2019 or
No,
early 2020.
No.
Yep.
All right, we'll see.
Yeah.
We're at least gonna get more information about it.
Yeah.
Soon, so we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Death Stranding, that's PlayStation 5. Like, just forget about it. Kingdom Hearts 3, that's supposed to come out in 2018.
Gotcha.
I don't know when that's
going
going to be.
Kingdom Hearts games,
Oh
so I
my
need to catch
gosh,
up.
you're missing out.
Yeah, I need to catch up on Metroid Prime too. Yeah,
Dan,
there's a lot of
stop.
franchises I'm behind on.
Stop. Metroid Prime is so good.
I know.
I talked about it on the
them.
Christmas episode with the
Yeah.
winter
Mhm.
scene and the first person. Oh, it's just so good.
Yeah, but
I hope they port those to the Switch in some fashion.
that would be amazing.
Yeah.
like a Samus collection or something.
I mean, they have the Metroid Prime collection on the Wii already, and you can
Oh,
play through
cool.
all three of the games with the Wii controls, the motion
Yeah.
like aiming,
I
which
don't want
kind of helps, but the GameCube one's more fun.
Yeah,
Like
I would-
it really is.
Yeah, but all right, y'all. I think that's gonna be our episode for
What
the
games
day.
are you looking forward to in 2018, audience?
Yeah, tell
Let us
us.
know.
Tell us what games. Tell us what your favorite games of 2017 were. Tell us what games you're looking forward to in 2018. And just give us your feedback. Hit us up, like, subscribe, review.
Ooh, I'm also looking forward to being able to buy an NES Classic again in the summertime. Really, all I want is another controller,
Right.
And not have to spend $60 on a Nintendo controller.
Yeah. But all right, y'all. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, 2018, y'all.
Enjoy relaxing and sleeping in on your New Year's Day.
Just sleep it off, homie.
Bye.